a podcast that talks about music, movies, sports, and news.
To know the people, promoting and sharing with the world a beautiful story.
This is Frail Fragments Monster Closet. Hey, this is the Monster Closet, episode 136. It's Monday, May 5th, 2025. We have a special guest today, Dr. Clifford Redford. He's a veterinarian. We are here to promote his movie that is coming out May 17th on TVO to cable TV. Dr. Cliff Worldwide Vet. You can check out the movie trailer after the podcast. Very excited to have you. Just a bit about Cliff. He's doing this, I guess it's like a documentary movie with his daughter, which is like super interesting. I mean, that's what I see that's unique about this project. I mean, it's really raw quality time with your daughter. Like, I have a daughter myself, and I could just imagine, traveling the world, or India in this case, saving animals' lives with her and going through those emotions. And it's super. And you're a hardworking guy, because I first met Cliff, well, I came across Cliff where he was like, he fought my brother-in-law in a boxing match. And
He's my only loss. I got to get that back.
Yeah, and that would have been my I was gonna ask that question. Are you down to rematch Ian Rodriguez?
100%, dude.
Cool, man.
Let's rock and roll. He's put on some weight, so that's good. I don't have to cut anymore.
Yeah, so I mean, thank you for being on the show, and I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for this movie that's coming out. Congratulations. How are you?
Very, very good. Very good.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a great film, and I mean, my daughter, I've been traveling and volunteering around the world it'll be 9 years now, and Emily joined me twice in India. The first one was about 6 years ago. So she has actually been around the world with me. She's been to India with me twice, Egypt. So we were in Cairo and Alexandria, Panama. She even met me 3 weeks into the Ukraine-Russian war. I ended up going to the border of Poland and Ukraine to help refugees that were crossing into Poland with their animals. Their animals needed to be cared for, or else they were not going to be allowed to be let into the rest of Europe, and people weren't going to leave without their pets. So she was actually on a backpacking trip in Europe doing some volunteer work on her own. And when I told her I was going, she's like, I'm in Spain, get me a ticket and I'll meet you there. So she's gone up to the Arctic North. We've been twice up to Iqaluit, Nunavut, right at the Arctic Circle in January. So she's a real pleasure to work with. And the relationship comes out in this film for sure.
Yeah, it looks really emotional for sure. I mean, I'm an animal lover. And I don't know, it would be a really hard process for me to do what you do. I mean, you have the education and everything like that, but I mean, it's just because animals are innocent, right? Like, it's like,
it's tough. And it's actually, having her with me has been, it's helped. It's helped a lot. There are times, not only in the film, but, on all these trips where we're not successful. The animal doesn't make it, or, even times where we're heroic and we're able to pull things out at the last minute. And having that family member, having someone where you can literally cry on their shoulder together it's what keeps me doing this job, because a lot of veterinarians do burn out, but having that support system in place makes a difference.
And you guys have like I would say a deeper understanding of each other too, right? So it's just, it's unique.
It definitely brings us together, and I've done some volunteer work with my other kids as well, and the experiences of not only volunteering, but again, sharing a beer. Well, we didn't really share, but having beers together in North America's northernmost brewery up in Nunavut, or seeing the northern lights dance above us, or surfing in Panama in between cases. It's a dream. It's a dad's dream.
Did you ever come across any danger on any of your adventures?
Yes, I mean, there's certainly been some dangerous animals. In the first trip to India, we had a dog, a street dog we were rescuing. We weren't really sure what the problem was, and he lunged at me a whole bunch of times, and my boxing training helped me slip and rotate. It turned out he had rabies.
Wow.
You know, that could have been really dangerous, obviously. And I mean, I went to Ukraine a second time. I didn't take my daughter the second time because I went deep into the war zone. I went into Kharkiv, and you know, there's a video on my Instagram. I could share it with you later where, like, am I allowed to swear in this podcast?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
go ahead,
Like
man.
a fucking tourist. I'm in there. I'm in my apartment, and some bombs hit close by.
Holy shit.
Which was happening all day. We had what was called Russian thunder. I'd be working in this clinic where the vet had left, and then he left the clinic for this animal rescue to work out of. And I'm doing surgery, and the clinic would shake like a subway went underneath it from all the missiles hitting. But I'm in my apartment one morning, and I was working out, which is why my shirt's off. It's not just a weird opportunity to film myself with my shirt off. And you know, some bombs hit, and some missiles, and the alarms are going off. And I wait 2 minutes, nothing happens, and then like a fucking idiot, I go to the window and I start filming, you know, the noise, and I'm like, oh geez, guys, you know, this missile just hit, and then another one hits, and you know, my answer to the phone is just, I gotta go. And I, you know, turned it off and went and put on my flak jacket and my helmet and waited under the, you know, in the bunker and the whole bit. And so yeah, there's been some dangerous parts. You know, it's a funny scene because everything's okay, but when I was in India, it's like foreshadowing. We went during Diwali, during the Festival of Lights, which is part of this film. It's sort of a adventure travel film as well. And I got, like many of the animals, I got too close to the fireworks, and I got a hole burned in my scalp. As my daughter, she says to the camera, it's like a hole. There's a hole in his head, as she's treating me on the side of India. So there's some dangers. There's some funny injuries that I've, you know, because I'm a bit of an idiot, and which is why I'm willing to fight Ian again, because I'm a bit of an idiot. So it's but it's a life I love. I like challenging the status quo, and I like having reasons to get more tattoos on my body. I get these tattoos reminding me of these different trips, and I love it. It's great, and it's a really good film. I hope everyone checks it out.
Cool, man. And when you're here, you have the Wellington Veterinarian Hospital in Markham.
In Markham, yeah. I live in Toronto, and I travel a tiny bit north, 20 minutes north, to go to my clinic.
Nice. Check out drcliff.ca. Sign up for their newsletter. You receive weekly tips on animal health care. This guy's very ingrained into helping the people with their pets, and he puts himself out there. Like his last story, I mean, he was in a war zone trying to save animals, right? So I mean, this guy is like legit, and he puts himself in a legit war zone, and, you know, and boxes, right? And he's a pretty good boxer from what I hear and from what I see too. I mean, you were lining Ian up, like you're a strong guy. You were squaring off against him, and it was a good fight. It was a good fight. So
it was good.
Yeah,
it was good. It was my first loss, my only loss. It was a rough cut for me. It was a great fight. I'd look forward to another one. It'd be a fucking banger, man, if the two of us get in it again.
Okay, I got a few questions because, you know, I have an expert here. Just off the top of my head. I had a dog for 12 years, and it would get really nervous before a storm.
Yeah. So animals can have like thunder fears and noise phobias and whatnot, just like people can. And imagine the animal doesn't understand it. The thing is the animal knows the storm is coming. They may not recognize, hey, here comes a thunderstorm, but they know something is changing because they can sense the change in the barometric pressure, the change in the air pressure. It's kind of like I have some wounds. I have a total hip replacement. I've got some dislocated shoulders. I got a knee issue. I got all these wounds, and I can feel when a storm is coming because my body aches more than usual, which is saying a lot because it aches a lot all the time. So these animals recognize, you know, something is changing, and then they're frightened by the noise, maybe the lightning. So they will start to get anxious. They can drool. They can run around the house. They can hide in closets. There's a lot of problems that can happen if they have those noise phobias.
Nice. And second, just to go a little bit more down that rabbit hole, I would have my dog barking at nothing, just kind of staring at the air, barking at, let's say, the wall, you know, and this didn't happen often. And, you know, I don't think my dog was, I guess, crazy, but I mean, I've heard, and my friends have said this too. Can animals see energy?
I think I was gonna lead this off with saying You think your dog's barking at nothing, but I think that dog is barking at something.
Yeah.
I am, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, though I recognize conspiracies exist. I mostly recognize that we don't know much about the world and the other worlds around us, whether it's dimensions or, I don't know, some sort of wormhole. I have no idea. I listen to Joe Rogan enough, but I still can't figure out what's going on the other planes of existence. But I would not be surprised if there are some sort of energy, some sort of, spirit. Like there's something, unless your dog is 14 years old and going through classic symptoms of senility, what's called cognitive dysfunction syndrome, and then they just are a little bit crazy and confused and they're barking at the wall. I wouldn't chalk it off to there being nothing there. I would maybe be on your best behavior and keep that dog near you because they may know something that you don't.
What's your favorite dog breed?
Oh, that's a tough one. I have a Labradoodle named Thalia.
Okay.
And she's a surfer dog. Like I've taught her to go on my surfboard. I surf Lake Ontario.
Oh, wow.
I almost canceled this podcast because we haven't had waves. We haven't had wind that's good enough for waves in about the last 6 weeks. And this is probably going to be the last time. We normally surf, like there's a surfing community here in Toronto. We normally surf in like January, February when it's freezing cold. That's the only time there's waves. So there was almost waves today. It was peaking at about 0.8 meters, which is not high enough. It needs to be about 1.5. But a couple of days ago, I was ready to message you saying, I'm sorry, man. This is the last set of waves for the next 6 months. I got to do it. But because she surfs with me and she runs with me and she just seems to have a connection to all of us that none of my dogs ever have. And I know other Labradoodles that are very similar. That might be my favorite.
Cool, man. Well, I thank you for putting yourself out there, Cliff. I know you're a busy guy, like you were saying. You still have to change a tire. We had to kind of change the time because you got a tire to fix right now.
Yeah, well, my tire went flat. I found myself on the side of the road with a flat tire. I'm not calling CAA. My dad taught me how to change a tire when I was a kid. So I changed it yesterday, but now I got to go take it to the shop and get the summer tires put on and toss the winter tires out because they're dead. So. And then go to work, and I got a bunch of TV spots coming up in the next week and a half to prep this show. It's actually not only is it a TVO channel in Ontario, but all across Canada, TVO.org is visible as well starting Saturday, May 17th. So you got to check it out. I forgot to send you the link, but now it'll be a surprise for you.
Cool, man. And thanks again for putting yourself out there, Dr. Clifford Redford. You could check him out. We're going to put all his socials up. drcliff.ca. The movie is Dr. Cliff Worldwide Vet. He also has a podcast on Anchor. You could check that out. I mean, he's boxing.
A little bit of everything.
Changing tires. Are you traveling anywhere coming into 2025? Anywhere else?
We just got back from another trip in Iqaluit in the Arctic North. And I'll be honest, this film, we've been trying to get a TV show made for years, like a legit veterinarian TV show, travel TV show. So this film is designed as a pilot and to try and get the channels, the broadcasters a little excited about it. And there's now been some talk that if a lot of people watch this film on TVO, et cetera, if the stars line up, they want to do a TV show. So I've decided no traveling until the next a couple of months until we know what's going to happen. So I'm trying to keep my schedule open. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm just going to spin the globe and stick my finger and go, yeah, man, let's go to Kathmandu or wherever. I'll go anywhere.
Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. And I promise you I'll watch the show and I'll promote it the best I can, right?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you again. Monday, May 5th, 2025, The Monster Closet, episode 136. Dr. Clifford Redford. The movie is called Dr. Cliff Worldwide Vet. Keep it locked. FrailFragment.com. Thank you so much, Clifford. Peace.
Cheers, babe. I love it.
Just gonna check his pulse in here. His rings are not solid.
Okay. Okay. Oh, no, not that side.
There's a pigeon stuck on the side of this bridge. They're not going to stop the traffic. second this dog escaped out of sight into the shed at night, we knew things all of a sudden became much more urgent and much more difficult.
If we don't get this in, he's not gonna live anyway, so we gotta do this. A big part for traveling for me is taking care of new animals, new interesting species.
Oh, this is messed up. Can you get the box of medicine from Shri?
Arthur! See if you can pick up a heartbeat.
The reality is we do see animals pass away in front of our eyes sometimes, and that can be really hard, and knowing that there's not really more that you can do.
But I wanna keep taking it, taking it.
Get me the meloxicam.
Take it all for you. I wanna keep taking it, oh, taking it. My world is turning black and blue, and I'll take it all for you.
It's like a massage. We call her Heidi since she's our first female rescue from Hyderabad.
The tail's wagging.
I love working with cats and dogs. They tell you flat out if they don't like you.
I feel like we're going on a spy mission.
I ain't never had no Canadian meat before.
I'm a vegetarian, man. This is lean meat.
I don't think we'll ever stop doing these trips.
Emily, this is where I start crying. She's always been adventurous like me. She's one of my best friends.
You know, any daughter would be so lucky to be able to say, you know, they get to go travel the world with their dad, like saving animals' lives.
Sorry. Habit.
Arma, take up.
You think he'll drink it?
A little bit. Oh, wow. Good job, guys.
It's like, give me the dessert. Give me the dessert.
All that we can do is our best, and feels like we are doing the right thing, and at least for me, I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be.
I love what I do, and every animal deserves a chance, but I'm never gonna quit.